Hey everybody, this is your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. That's right, I'm satisfied, and I want to welcome you to Solution Sundays at 7. That's right, where every problem has a solution, but the solution requires you. And so today, it's a hot one today, y'all. I promise you it's a hot one. So I want you to do me a favor and share this video with everybody you know, because you never know who's dealing with this issue. And also, as you can know, it is not 7 o'clock right now. I am pre-taping this video because sometimes Facebook Live get on my nerve because it just doesn't have a good picture on it. And so sometimes I have to pre-tape it because of my schedule as well. But I want you to do me a favor and act like this is Facebook Live. And while you are watching it, I want you to comment. I want you to ask your questions and make your comments as we go along, okay? And again, share the video. And if you have a question or an issue that you're facing in your relationship, whether you're married, single, separated, or divorced, go ahead, put it in the inbox. You will remain anonymous. I promise I won't tell nobody who you are. And hey, maybe you'll see your question, your issue handled on one of our broadcasts for Solution Sundays at 7. So if you have a question, please inbox me that. I would love to give you the solution for that. Okay, so now, are you guys ready? Okay, because this is a hot one, so I'm going to read it. Just telling y'all, this ain't me. This is people sending stuff to me. So listen up. Not going to tell you who it is. Just listen to the issue at hand here. Okay, so it says, Toy, so there is a pastor who likes me and wants a relationship with me. He told me of his homosexual past. Wait a minute. He told me of his homosexual past, and I'm not sure if he has really been delivered. Okay, I'm just being silly, y'all. The other day, I was texting him, and he sent me a text of 2 men. Okay. Along with the pictures, he texted. The guy in the first pic is wait a minute, I missed it. 1 second. Let's go back. The other day, I was texting him, and he sent me a text of 2 men. Along with the pictures, he texted. The guy in the first pic is a top. Okay. Y'all got to understand. This is what he texted her 2 pictures. And in the text, he wrote this. The guy in the first pic is a top, and the guy in the bottom pic is a versatile. Now, I'm not going to go into what that means. I think you can use your imagination, the difference between a homosexual guy who is a top and a versatile. Not going into that conversation with y'all. I'm just not, okay? That's not the issue at hand. Okay, so that's what he texted along with 2 men. So these are 2 gay men that he's texting her, okay? Right after she texts him, this is the message she received, okay? Picture with 2 men with that statement on there. I just want you to be clear what's going on. So after I gathered my thoughts, she said, I text him back and asked him, why did he send me that? He said, oh, my little brother has been texting these guys from my phone. She said, in quotes, his brother is 12. The 2 guys in the pic are clearly grown, she said. This is what she's saying. The 2 guys are clearly grown. So why would his 12-year-old brother be texting grown men or texting pictures of grown men, talking about one is a bottom and another one is a versatile? Okay. So she then went on to say, he then tells me that he went up to his brother's school and confronted them both, and the young guy in the pic is 13. I'm going to send you the pic. I think he sent me those pics by mistake and then lied on his brother. Now, I am not going to show you the pictures of the 2 boys, but here's what I can promise and guarantee you. These boys are not 13 years old. They're not even near 13 years old. They're not even, you know, they are young. They look to be in their 20s. Okay. So I'm going to keep it at that. So, what do you do with that? Do you keep dating him? Do you think he's telling the truth? What do y'all think? Put it in the comment section. So this pastor likes her. He told her of his homosexual past. So guess what? I appreciate that. I appreciate when people are honest, that if they had a past life, something like homosexuality, and now they've been delivered and they turn their life over, that they tell people of that past. You have a right to know that. I believe that that's, really big of them to share that. And I think that they should be honest about that. Now, this is a pastor as well. So then she texts him one day, and then the next text she get is of two men and describing one as a bottom and one as a versatile. And she said that, okay, his excuse was that his 12-year-old brother is the one that sent the message, been playing on his phone. Now, let's talk about that. Most 12-year-olds I know have their own phone. Most 12-year-old kids that are doing something that they don't supposed to do, they're not going to do it on your phone. No, they're not. They're going to do it on their phone. Yeah, and even if they don't have a phone, they're going to do it on their friend's phone, but they're definitely not going to do it on your phone. They're not going to do it on the person's phone that they think that they will get in trouble with. That's not what kids do. That's not what humans do. If we're going to do something, we're going to sneak and do it on our own phones. The other thing, first of all, because of the man has a past of homosexuality, that draws a red flag. I don't know about you, but it draws a red flag to me. And then for me to receive a text of two men and you're describing one's a bottom and one's a versatile, that is another red flag. You blamed it on your brother, and the boys and the guys in the picture clearly are not 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16 years old. They're not even in school, in high school. Now, they may be in college, but they definitely are not 12, 13, 14-year-old boys. They're not. They're clearly not that. And you want me to believe. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I told her to do. I'm just going to tell you. I said, red flags. Run, Forrest, run. There's nothing else to talk about. Don't even accept another call from him. I'm done. I don't know about you, but that conversation is over for me. I'm not playing games like that. It drives me crazy that when we see signs, listen, I believe that was not a mistake or by accident. I think God was trying to open your eyes and reveal something to you. He said everything in the dark is going to come to the light. I believe that this was a way that God was showing you and giving you a red flag early on in the relationship and giving you an opportunity to see the signs and run from them. Now, it's going to be up to you to stay there or to run. Now, listen. Does this mean that someone who is homosexual who decided to leave that life and now they've given their life to Christ, that they can't be delivered? Anybody can be delivered from any type of lifestyle that's outside of God. If you are a person who are a player, whether a female or a male, and you've been out having sex with the opposite sex, you can be delivered from that. If you are a person who's been, having sex with married people, you can be delivered from that. If you are a person who's been having sex with yourself through masturbation, guess what? You can be delivered from that. I'm not saying that, so let's not get into that. I believe that God can deliver us from anything as long as we agree with it, as long as we desire the deliverance. Because guess what? If you don't desire the deliverance, if you don't ask for God's help, guess what? God is not going to intrude on his life. It's against his word. He has to allow you to make your own will. So if he wills to continue in that life and he's not totally delivered and you are seeing signs that he is not, you need to give him time to get totally delivered from that and move on with your life. Because I don't know about you. If I was in your situation, there would be nothing else to talk about. I would kindly say, listen, I respect you. I don't think a woman should ever be rude. I don't think you should be nasty. I don't think you should be demeaning. I can't stand when people feel that that's necessary. It's never necessary. It's never necessary to be rude, even if he lied about it, which in my eyes, it looks like a lie to me. And if he lied, I'm not going to dog him out, cuss him out. Listen, he already having his own issues and his own struggles enough all by itself. I'm not about to add to that. And as a woman of God, I have to stay in a place of respect with all God's people, because God tells us to love all people. Okay. He said, just like he loved you yet while you were in sin, you also need to love others while they're in sin. God said to love all people. He didn't say right people, good people, people that didn't lie. He said to love all people. And so that's your job to do that. But your job is also to judge the tree by the fruit it bears. Yes, that's right. You're supposed to judge it. You're supposed to rightfully judge people. Some people claim that, oh, we don't supposed to judge. We don't supposed to judge. No, that's not true. We are supposed to judge, but there is an unrighteous judgment and there's a righteous judgment. There's the unrighteous judgment is for us to condemn people, to dog people, tell people they'll never make it. You stupid, you dumb, you going straight to hell. That's judgment. We are not to do that. We ought not to do that as believers. That's not what we're supposed to do. But the other side is we ought to judge people, judge people's character, their behaviors, and come to a conclusion of who they truly are. Especially when you are dating, because the biggest investment you'll ever make in your life is who you decide to marry. And it could be deadly. It could be, ask all the people that's divorcing. The divorce rate in America is over 50%. So therefore, we have a huge problem with people going into marriage too fast and not judging the tree, not judging the fruit on the tree before they marry it. That's the problem. So your job right now is to judge this man righteously. And if you're seeing behavior that is not lining up what's coming out of his mouth, guess what? Then you have to make a decision from that. So someone says, well, I remember a lady said, we don't supposed to judge. I said, okay, let me ask you this. You got a daughter, right? She's like, yeah. I said, okay, say if you just moved on the street and your daughter became friends with Jennifer up the street. Right? And your daughter and Jennifer just became the best of friends. And now you've been there for 7 years and Jennifer and your daughter are the best of friends. That she goes over there to spend the night. You go over, Jennifer comes over your house to spend the night. And one day your girlfriend calls you and she says, girl, I done found a list of pedophiles in my area. You should look at this website and check out these pedophiles. So you one day casually go and you go to look up the pedophile list and you find out, oh my goodness, when you look up, you find that Jennifer's dad is on the pedophiles list. What you gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do. You're gonna make a judgment. Right then, you're gonna make a judgment call. First, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do. You ain't got to tell me. You're gonna shake within yourself. You're gonna listen, because we are mothers. And our kids, we will cut you in 1,000 pieces if you touch our child. Don't play with us and our kids, okay? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your baby girl and you're going to sit her down and you're going to say, with tears, you're going to try to hold the tears back. And you're going to say, baby, did Jennifer's dad ever touch you? Did he ever take you to the bathroom? At night, did he ever come to the room while you were in the bed sleeping? Has Jennifer's dad ever touched you, baby? And I'm going to tell you what the next thing you're going to do. You're going to go and call the mother and you're going to have a conversation with her. You're going to say, first of all, I don't appreciate you telling me that your husband was on the pedophile list. I had a right to know that. Listen, now here's the thing. He could be on the pedophile list because of something he did when he was 18 years old and he's now 45. Because he maybe dated a girl that was 16 years old. But guess what? You don't know that. You don't know that. All you know is you see him on the pedophile list and you are now terrified. Why? Because you're going in protective mode because you're a mother. Now, I want to ask you this question. Is your daughter going to be able to spend a night at Jennifer's house again? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're making a judgment. You're judging him. You doggone right you are. And you have a right to. Because you have a right to protect your children. Listen, God said, come out from among them and be ye separate. How can you come out from among somebody if you don't judge their character as being unrighteous? Who to come out of? Unrighteous people. Well, how do you judge and how do you figure out if a person is unrighteous? Well, you judge their character. You judge their behaviors. You judge their personality and their character, what they say, what they do, how they live. You're judging that. Why? To protect yourself. That's what we're supposed to do. So there's nothing wrong with judgment unless you are using judgment to condemn people. So I just wanted to share that with you so you'll understand that you are righteously judging a person. If you see this, she had to judge that situation. And guess what? You can tell that she's terrified. The fact that she reached out to me, she's concerned. And there's some red flags there. And let me see if and truth be told, I believe that she probably maybe felt something even before. I don't know. She doesn't say that in there. But she probably did. And that right there just confirmed everything for her. Well, I don't have to see anything else. I don't have to know anything else. And I would pray. If I would advise you also, the solution is to pray for him and ask God to heal his heart. Ask God that to give him, he wants to be delivered. Apparently, he's a pastor. If he's a pastor, he desires to be healed from it. So pray that he be healed from that and that God, deliver him from that and comfort him during this time and give him wise counsel. So that's the solution to that problem. And I hope that helped you out. And for those of you who are out there dating and in relationships, before you decide to even accept the ring, you need to judge the tree by the fruit it bears. And then you need to make a decision. Do you need to come out from among them and be ye separate? You need to keep your eyes open. Listen, in that beginning of dating, you're going to have all of them fuzzy feelings and feelings of love, and it's going to feel like love. But I'm telling you, it's dressed up infatuation. All you are is excited right now about a new relationship, and you need to let that happen. Enjoy that while it lasts, but get past that infatuation feeling. Because let me tell you what infatuation feels. It makes you want to make an immediate decision. It makes you feel like, oh, this is it. Oh, there's nothing else out. Oh, this is a God. And then some of you say, people, oh, this is a God thing. God can do a quick thing. God can do a quick thing. No, that's you doing a quick thing. So stop lying to yourself. Every time we want to make a quick decision, we want to call it God. No, God is not making you do anything. God is not going to make anybody do it. He didn't even make Adam marry Eve. He didn't make Adam choose Eve for his wife. Adam is the one that says, you shall be bone of my bone. That was not God. God, only thing he did, read the scriptures, all he did was presented Eve to Adam. And then Adam made a quick decision. Now, guess what the wife did? Guess what the wife did? She turned away from God. And because of that, they got kicked out of the house because of a quick decision that he made. Are you making a quick decision? You need to pull back and make sure. Because listen, this person that you're going to marry, you're going to become one with. And whatever character flaws or character, there could be some good character traits on them. You're going to become one with that. Have you ever met someone that, they were just the nicest person and then they got with the wrong person and all of a sudden you're like, man, what happened to you? Because they consummated, whether in marriage or not, they consummated a relationship, and every time you have sex with a person, you become one with them and you take on whatever's inside of them. Subconsciously, this is happening to you without your approval. The only thing you did was lay with them. Everything else is just going to happen without your approval. So you're becoming one with them, and your ideas, the way they think, you're going to start thinking their way. The way they talk, you're going to start talking the way they talk. Right now, I'll say something and my sister say, oh, that was Sean coming out of you. Or she'll say, ooh, that was a Sean response. That's because me and my husband are one, and I find myself sounding like my husband or responding to situations just like my husband. Why? Because we're one with one another, and what's in him has came on me, and what's in me has came on him. So you need to be careful. that whatever you're about to connect yourself with is going to be a great connection. Now, listen, is anybody going to be perfect in everything? Absolutely not. Neither are you. But make sure that a friend of mine told a girlfriend of mine that he said she had asked him, you know, there's this one negative thing about this guy. He wants to marry me, but this one negative thing I just can't get past. And without her telling him what the negative thing is, he said this to her. He said, I want you to take that negative things and that thing and times it by 100. And if you can still deal with it times 100, then marry him. And she came to me, she said, Toy, is that true? I said, he was off several numbers. Times it by 1,000. Times it by 1,000. And if you could still marry him, then go right ahead. Because whatever is in you will be magnified in marriage times 1,000. Whatever you do will be magnified by 1,000 in marriage. Ask everybody that's been married that question, and they will tell you she's right on about that. That's marriage. That is. And so you better make sure that you're invested in something that you want to become a part of. I pray that this help everyone out there, and that you continue to righteously judge the tree by the fruit it bear, and come out from among them and be ye separate. Well, I'm Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. I can't wait to see you on the next Solution Sundays at 7. I will see you guys soon. And remember, go to my website, MrsToyBanks.com, to see more of my videos and upcoming events. And if you have a question that you want us to give you a solution for, if you have a problem that you're facing in your relationship, go ahead and inbox me either on my website, MrsToyBanks.com, or inbox me right here on Facebook at either Mrs. Toy Banks. I have a Mrs. Toy Banks page and a Toy Banks page. So just inbox me. Remember, you will remain anonymous. Okay? You will remain anonymous. I'll see you guys later. I, again, am Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. I'll see you guys later. God bless.